Yo, what's up, everyone? So, first off, yeah, I know, been a long time. Haven't pumped out any content, and I've been on and off on Twitch, but we're getting back into it. I got a lot of motivation recently from the times I've been going on to just, what? You pump out content and you do what you can and you keep it pushing. You know what I mean? So, if you can't tell, I'm in my captain's uniform, so you already know what we're going to talk about. Now let's talk about Bleach, okay? What else do I have to talk about? I'll tell you guys in later videos, okay? So we're gonna go back to like my anime / manga reviews. That's what I'm mostly gonna be pumping out right now, because honestly, listen, it's the easiest, okay? It's the easiest for me to do. So just work with me. Alright, cool. So let's talk about Bleach. Now, first off, yes, I am a captain. That should go without saying. I'm not gonna go around here looking like a scrub like Ichigo. Now, for those of you who are Ichigo fans and are like, what? Ichigo a scrub? Yes, he is. Okay, he is a whole scrub. Because let's get down to the meat and potatoes of it. He was a waste. He never learned anything outside of the Getsuga Tensho. And truth be told, Ichigo quote unquote never got more powerful. Like, in all truth, he just untapped more power. Like, he's not like Gohan, where Gohan had, power, but Gohan still had power, but this untapped power actually was a multiplier, so he still had more to unleash. Whereas Ichigo just had a large reserve, kind of like Naruto with his large chakra reserves. Let's just call it for what it is. That's what it is. And all I'm going to say is Ichigo was just such a waste. He was a scrub because he never actually learned anything new. Like, out of all the people he fought, he never actually sat back and said, you know what, Byakuya has like multiple ways of using Zenbon Zakura. Zenbon Zakura can be even more powerful as a Shikai. Does Ichigo think maybe I should learn some moves or techniques with Zangetsu Shikai? Oh, by the way, I probably should have said this in the beginning, but if you haven't finished Bleach the manga, spoilers. I probably should have said that in the beginning. I am terribly sorry. Anyway, getting back to it. I would not recommend listening to my rant or my review on Bleach from this point forward. Because if you haven't seen, I shouldn't say seen, if you haven't read all of it, you're going to get a lot of spoilers. With that said, back to it. Yeah, I understand that Ichigo didn't get his real Zanpakuto until the end of Bleach. Like, he didn't get the real Zangetsu until then, but still. The fact that he never really even listened to Zangetsu and tried to talk to Zangetsu and get to know what more capabilities that he had is embarrassing. Like, bro, you fought against Renji, who also was like strong. You fought against captains and you got trained by Yoruichi and freaking Kisuke. You got trained by some real G's and you never thought to actually like expand your horizons a bit, not even a little. No, I'm just gonna go with a bigger Getsuga Tensho. You couldn't be more of a bigger idiot, Ichigo. Like, that's just my thing. So all in all, that's just how I feel about Ichigo. But everyone else is like amazing. Like Uryu, I'm pretty sure everyone talks about the memes of how he got his powers lost and he gained them back and lost them again and gained them again. Like, but at the end of the day, man, Uryu had a better like comeback and everything than Ichigo ever could. Ichigo never learned anything. Uryu at least tapped into other things and started expanding his horizons. Even with no Quincy power, he still retained some skills and techniques to fend himself. Like, he was able to fend the people off and even hollows and everything. I think, honestly, in my opinion, let's talk about the biggest glow up. Has to be Chad. Like, let's talk about Chad. Chad had like something that people would underestimate. Until he got Diablo. When he got that Diablo arm, people were not kidding with this dude. His punch is literally called death. La Muerte. Like, bruh, who do you know can survive a punch that's literally called death? Like, bruh. But Chad had the biggest glow up, especially because, like, in the end, when he got that full bodysuit of his power, like, that is what really capped it off. Let's just call the thing a thing and go from there. and like that's what it was. Orihime was alright, you know, she got a nice little support system. She got back Tsubaki and everything, and it was cool. And it was cool for Orihime, and of course we already knew, for those of you that don't, but we already knew. Like, we already knew Orihime and Ichigo were going to be together. Like, it was pretty obvious. On top of the fact that Orihime was always gushing over Ichigo, we already knew they were the only two, like, orange hair characters. Actually, no, take that back. There was also Rangiku, but there was no chance of Rangiku getting with Ichigo. That was never going to be in the cards. But, you know, we already knew that was going to happen. And furthermore, I would really love to know what kind of shiz is their kid getting into. Like, who can just show up, show out, and just bada bing, bada boom, I'm probably going to bring an apocalypse to your doorstep, Dad. Happy Father's Day. That's exactly what happened. But nonetheless, all I can say is that's that. But if y'all want to know who my favorite characters are, there are two, technically three of my favorite characters. Actually, I should say three. So, of course, the first one is Captain Unohana, because I really wanted to know why people were so afraid of her, despite the fact she had a gentle smile. But then I sit back and realize, sometimes it's the one that smiles the most, or smiles the brightest, or the ones that have that real gentle smile and are like, say, like, I really think you should just do this. With that said, I think, there is something about them that nobody wants to be a part of, and I don't blame them, because if they're this terrified, it's probably for a good reason. Let's just call a thing a thing. So, Captain Unohana was one of my favorites. The second one should be a fan favorite. And no, I'm not talking about Byakuya. No offense to Byakuya, you know, head of the Kuchiki clan, that's a real G right there. That's a real G right there. But I'm talking about Kenpachi Zaraki. You know, Kenpachi was that dude who said, like, hey, you get the first hit for free because I know when I get you, it's gonna hurt. That's a wrap. Like, it's GG after this. That's all it is. So that's that. And, like, let's also consider the fact that, you know, when he actually was able to achieve not only Shikai but go Bankai, this man just got even more so terrifying. Even more so. And I honestly can't wait, because I hope that, you know, Bleach can not only get animated for the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, but they also can probably get the licensing and get animated for the freaking light novels. Like, how crazy would it be for the light novels to become a reality and be animated as well? Can y'all imagine? Oh, and also for those of you who haven't read the light novels or even seen them, also I would highly recommend you check out Bleach Brave Souls. I'm not sponsored by them. That'd be amazing if I was. Trust me, I'd be pumping out videos left and right if I was sponsored by them. But I recommend that you guys get Bleach Brave Souls, especially before the summer hits, because the summer will be Bleach Brave Souls' 7th anniversary, and trust me, you will want to be here when it pops off. Now it really does sound like I'm sponsored by them, but I'm not. But it's all good. Anyway, the light novels go further beyond, and they start doing a lot more in-depth things. Like, we find out why, you know, punk-ass Kaname is the way he is. Like, we actually find out what Kaname is really about and his intention, you know? Let it be known, yeah, I have, like, kind of Kaname's, like, attire on, but let it be known, I make it better. I make Squad 9 better. Don't worry. Don't worry. I got Squad 9 under control. But, nonetheless, all I can say is the light novels are going to be ecstatic, and that would be really dope if that they got the licensing to actually turn it into an anime. That's all I can say. I don't know. Now, all I'm going to say is, simply put, that it'd be cool. And I can't wait to see what the 1,000-Year Blood War arc is going to go look animated. What I'm mostly excited about is seeing all the captains go Bankai. Like, there's nothing more dope than to see Shunsui use his Bankai. That'd be dope. That would be dope. And, like, let's all be honest. Actually, I got distracted. Oh well, I'm not gonna edit this out. It is what it is. But yeah, Kenpachi is my second favorite. My third favorite is, yes, I have waifus. How much, you know, I wouldn't be a weeb or an anime fan without a waifu. So I have like 6 of them. It is what it is. I'm a degenerate like this. And my waifu is, of course, Tia Hallibell. This lovely chocolate queen right here. Yes, that's all I can say. I will say that she did not get a fair shake. She did not get a fair shake. Because, yeah, she may have lost to Toshiro. She did. I will fess up to that. She lost to Toshiro. Couldn't help it. Could not help it. You know, that was going to be a hell of a fight. Like, ice versus highly pressurized water. Like, it was a good fight if you think about it. The fact that Hallibell can turn Toshiro's ice into water and she can use it. And then, of course, vice versa, Toshiro can turn the water into ice. Now it just came down to who was going to conduct a decisive blow. That's really all it came down to. And honestly, I'm just like, well, this is going to be interesting. But then again, I also think like maybe there's a way that Hallibell can not only just control water, but maybe she can control the temperature. I think that would have been an interesting mechanic to, you know, add to it. That's just me though. Because think about it, like water is room temp, but then there's also like really cold water. It's still water. And then there's waters that are warmer. So I don't know. That's just me. But I say Hallibell didn't get a fair shake because, you know, after she came out of Toshiro's ice and was essentially able to come back, you know, lo and behold, as great as a villain as he was, Aizen came and cut that fight short. And I'm not happy about that. Not at all. I'm not happy about it. And then even then, in like going into the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, they just trapped Hallibell and essentially just jailed her and like used her for experiments. And I'm like, why Hallibell though? Like, you could have gotten any other Espada. Like, nothing against Grimmjow, but Grimmjow would have been a much bigger feat. I don't know. Maybe it's because Grimmjow wasn't a Vastolorde like Hallibell was. So who's to say? We already know that Barugan was dead, so there was no chance. But Barugan would have been amazing to see him like chained up and everything. Somehow the Quincy's are able to retain Barugan. That would have been crazy. All in all I can say is I'm excited for the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. And I know we didn't really go over or like review it, but it's kind of easy to review. But I have to go into detail because I know everything there is to know about Bleach. The only thing I don't know is what I haven't finished of the light novel. And the light novel I'm talking about is Spirits Are Forever With You. I got another favorite character from Bleach, Soya Azashiro, and we'll get into him, we'll cover him probably on a later video or a later time, y'all. But like, all I can say is from Bleach, I give Bleach a solid 9. And it's not because of the main character. I told y'all, I could not give a care about, Ichigo. Ichigo can kick rocks because he's useful to the story, but a waste. You fight all these people and you still only have your Getsuga Tensho. That's all you have. Even when you get the reels on Getsu and you have your this and you have now you're just able to use your Grand Race Zero with a Getsuga Tensho. It's like, okay, but could you not incorporate this any other way? Could you not do anything else more? No? Waste. That's all I can say. Waste. Even when he's able to like awaken his Quincy powers, even when he's even uses Quincy powers against whatever, the Quincy King. We'll just call him the Quincy King. Whatever. Even when he fights him to the death, technically U-Haul, whatever his name, Waka Waka, whatever. And truth be told, even U-Haul was not even prepared for the fact that Ichigo can just randomly, at a spur of the moment, tap into his Quincy powers and essentially like catch him off guard. Because let's be honest, Ichigo never really learned anything. He didn't. He just was tenacious. That was the only thing that Ichigo had on everyone. Ichigo's tenacity just outplayed everyone. That's the only thing that was more powerful about Ichigo, is his tenacity. Like I said, Uryu had more capability and power and everything than Ichigo. Orihime had a decent glow up. She went from just, Soten Keshu not reject to now able to use attacks and like able to just heal like easy. Chad, you know, he was able to start one punching people left and right, left and right, left and right. Even Renji, turns out his Bankai wasn't the real Bankai. His Bankai was something else, and that made him even more powerful. Renji was able to one-shot people with his real Bankai. And then let's even go back to like the Lost Agent arc. Like the Lost Agent arc, Renji didn't want to fight none of the Fullbringers. He said it don't matter who you are, you will get slept. I don't know. You know, and all in all, you know, everyone else around Ichigo started tapping into more power. Like hell, even Byakuya, when he used Senkei Zenbon Zakura Kageyoshi, and for those of you that don't know, it's when he puts like that field, that dome of swords, and he literally says, not one of these swords will attack you, but this one. And the sword drops in his hand. He changed that up after he trained with the Squad Zero and said, hey, all of these swords are coming at you now. Do with that as you may. I can't help you with this from this point forward. And that's when I'm like, bruh, ain't that something? That's craziness that he's able to do that now. Like, you see all these other ones, like all these other characters doing more stuff. And of course, I'm already aware that some people are going to be, mostly the fangirls, they're going to be giddy over Toshiro and his lion self. Y'all know what I mean, for those of you that know what I mean. When Toshiro goes his real full Bankai. I already know that my sister, who is a big Toshiro fan, is gushing. She was gushing when she got him on Bleach Brave Soul. She was going to be gushing even more when she sees it animated. I already know this. So all in all, guys, all I can say is, like, for Bleach, when I finished it, and even when I did the light novels, and you know, when I saw the light novels and then saw like the final chapter where we get to see Ichigo's kid, you know, cause trouble and somehow bring something else, and Zeopado comes back alive. Even with that, like, I'm curious, you know, but I'm glad that they're not really going into depth, because let's be honest, I'm not really too fond of Boruto. Like, the way it started, Boruto, I lost interest within a few minutes. I lost interest within a few episodes, and I also just lost interest because Boruto never really seemed to, I'm not saying he has to follow in Naruto's footsteps, but I can go into detail about how I feel about Boruto on a later time. Y'all let me know if you want me to talk about that. Anyway, like I said, overall, Bleach is one of my top 10 favorite anime, and it's literally probably within the top 5, so I'll give it like a 9. You know, because of everything else around. Now, it is a slow watch, but it's a faster read. You know, it's very slow to watch because they have to fill you in with some filler arcs that literally don't get brought up anytime anymore. So you guys let me know what you want me to talk about. Until then, guys, I'm out of here.